Writing a video game script isn't easy, at least not the first time you draft it. You have to make sure that all the words make sense and flow well, and especially when writing for well-known Nintendo characters, you want dialogue that reflects their moods and personalities. The SNES game was wonderful at attributing hilarious, multifaceted character moments into the core cast. The Frog Sage adheres to the wise old man standard, as many games do, but he also wants to create a spectacle of awe and power, which is way above what he's actually capable of, chastising the Lakitu for ruining his image. Speaking of ego, Bowser's narcissism is given tons of moments to shine. He can't possibly admit to, well, anything, and so he conjures up all kinds of bizarre stories to cover up the fact that he actually needs help. False narrative to the max. The best example of it is seen upon arriving at Boosters, and before noticing Mario, Bowser nostalgically reflects on past escapades with tears flowing, before getting absolutely shocked when Mario suddenly is seen and he's panicking to redeem himself, which, again, fails. These moments are literally laugh-out-loud funny the first time someone sees them, and even adults respond positively to such endearing script work. Gino represents the straight man of the group, and that contrasts so well with the outlandish personalities of the Mushroom Kingdom world that simply hearing him lamenting the mispronunciation of Star Road by many different characters earns a chuckle. Random characters get traumatized and overreact to everything, which makes the comedic tone of the game just that much better. So, here's my question. Why couldn't Nintendo's writers alter the script in subtle, effective ways, when all of the tough work, which was crafting personalities and the content of the conversations, was already done for them? Almost nothing is altered here. You know when people exaggerate and they say things like 99% of this is good or bad or whatever? Well, there's no exaggeration here. I'm willing to bet a lot of money that 99% of the script in Mario RPG is copied and pasted from the original. 99%! Whether it's regular townspeople making the same jokes, kids in wedding parties that struggle not to piss themselves, party members who describe their name with identical symbols because no one can pronounce it, villains who threaten Mario to get going while the getting is good after being defeated. There's been no expansion on motives, character traits, backgrounds, or personalities, because hey, that would be hard. That leaves no surprise for veteran players who want to see someone like Booster have a different rant about Peach falling from the sky and crying, "Mario, help me, Mario, help me, Mario, help me!" Yeah, for sure, that's funny. But do something with it. Put your own spin on it. At least show Peach doing that while she's stranded on the rooftop. That would be funny. Followed by a humorous discussion between Booster and his minions about what they should do about this information.
My new bride is nonsensical. I can't understand her needs or wants. That's why she's perfect for you, Booster, sir. Oh, right. I don't make sense. Then neither is there a need for her to. Brilliant!
When Bowser rants about how he has an image to maintain when he's organizing his troops, infuse some different jokes. He talks about being kicked out of his castle and his ruined reputation. Okay, so you could have him say something like,
I always laughed when Mario's princess was actually in another castle. Now I'm kicked out of my own castle.
Is that great? Not at all! But that's just me making stuff up on the spot! They had 27 years to rewrite this and make it better! When Peach admonishes Mario for creeping in her bedroom, might as well go all out! Have her slap him or something! Have her cry out in horror at exactly what it was that he found! Be it a diary, undergarments, or whatever. Come on, slap him harder! That creepy plumber bastard! He looked through your drawers! Or at your drawers! I have no idea! You teased this in the original and did nothing. But hey, I'm sure doing nothing will really go over well with the longtime fans. Yeah. Change the wishes at least at Star Hill. You could reference any other NPC in the game, but you still just feature the same old things about the chef who wants to be amazing, Raz and Rainy wanting to start a family. Even Luigi's quote is almost the same. Oh, don't get me started. Oh, stay tuned for Luigi fans. Oh, we have to talk about Luigi later. Oh my god. Even Bowser's haiku towards the endgame is exactly the same when he laments being ignored. It's so hilarious to see his poetic side showcased. I wanted another great lyrical composition, but I guess there's no other 5-7-5 syllable combinations in the history of words to illustrate Bowser's feelings. For frick's sake, it should have been, loyal fans be damned. Money will always prevail in Nintendo's minds. Haiku. There is an exception, and I'm grateful for it. Nintendo kept the psychopath move in. Well, here it's called Thought Peak, which is just stupid. I'm gonna keep calling it psychopath because it's just hilariously over the top and just sounds better. But anyway, this move reveals the hidden thoughts of enemies, and Nintendo actually went and redid a majority of these. It's still worth using on every enemy, just to see what kind of crazy lines these characters will spew out. The Chained Kong's psychopath was awesome in the 16-bit classic, and it's even better here. Banally listing some copyright jargon about the originality of characters, other enemies encourage adults to let loose and randomly taste things, even though it's a safe bet that not all the players who see this are adults, but still, unexpected and funny. You've got spiders lying about how venomous they are, plants that pump themselves up before battle, coyotes that are just enamored with fighting Mario, Megazord ripoffs that wonder why the Rangers don't use its ultimate attack beam until the battle's almost over, and chomps that are just attention-starved. You also have some refreshingly deep, contemplative musings from wooden creations that debate the meaning of life, which is similar to the original, but differentiated. The weapon director goes on about his union work and his son's entrance exams. One highlight is Valentina's, which is very unexpected and cryptic. He's a small man who puts on a big front. Is this a pun directed at a certain character? Or some haunted past memory or daddy issue? Regardless, very intriguing. Not all are changed. For example, the Sniffets still complain about making not nearly enough money. Croco still inner monologues about how good he is. But I'd say well over 50% of the enemies have new thoughts, some of which are genuinely surprising, which you can check in on in the handy organized scrapbook. Which brings me to my other gripe. The only other place where you'll find some new text, which isn't even dialogue between characters, is in that new scrapbook, which archives every single enemy encounter in the game, complete with a solid paragraph of awesome accounts and insights. This infuriates me the most, because ironically, a lot of what's written here is amazing. They crammed the most interesting, thought-provoking, and humorous descriptions in the entire game into an afterthought photo album that some gamers won't ever even open. Once! You've got hilarious comments about how one ant enemy is jealous of another ant enemy because Shogun is a cooler sounding name. You've got awesome biographies of each of the lame but awesome Axum Ranger enemies, jokes about how Mario wouldn't get the reference of how the Exor sword is derived from the ancient Excalibur legend, since Mario's world doesn't have swords in it. It's not all just jokes and funny stuff. They included a lot of tidbits about fan-favorite characters you won't find anywhere else, such as Dodo being hatched in front of Valentina, forming a pseudo-mother-son attachment bond that explains his honestly sad, tragic existence, in which he bears all of that verbal and physical abuse from Valentina, not able to dismiss her, as she's the closest mother figure he's got. Searching Booster's page shows that he was the one who sold this Mushroom Kingdom kid his old Game Boy that you can buy yourself and play as an amusing diversion. And it makes sense with his bizarre, entertainment-obsessed personality. There's literary gold here!
and hardly anyone will ever see it. Why did they put this all here in a forgotten menu tab? Nintendo just doesn't get it.
There's very rare re-edits, like how Bowser and Peach have an additional conversation after saving the seaside town elder. A very rare brand new party convo, which can be found at Vista Hill, where the crew discusses the gravity of the situation, instead of just hopelessly staring at Bowser's Keep, which does happen every subsequent time. What's more impressive, and also kind of infuriating, is that upon giving that old gardener the seed and fertilizer, his rapid-fire rant on how excited he is was completely rewritten. And it's actually even more funny this time. So there was potential for some refreshing takes on some quality script work. This is well done. But alas, these are pretty much the only examples I could find.
I'm a huge nerd, so likely the lack of writing pizzazz isn't nearly as big of a deal as I'm making it. I'm just a huge RPG fan who really enjoys thoughtful scripture in the game text. RPGs are text-heavy, even today, and with most of this burned into my memory already, it would have been nice to have something different. What are your thoughts in writing in games, especially RPG ones? Did Mario RPG Remake script dampen your excitement? Or is it no big deal? Let me know in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more insights on Mario RPG and other games, right here at Gaming Introspection. Good to see you, gamers. Happy holidays.